Hey Joseph, love the style.
You mean good morning, sir?
Good morning, Joseph. What have you got there?
Oh, it's Ludwig's homework.
Overdue as usual?
He finished it 3 months after the deadline, but it's turning out pretty okay. Oh, by the way, how was the performance last night?
It was great, yeah, it went well.
Look, I was sure about this because every time I ask, you've always messed up that one spot that I held you to practice. Is it page 4
Page 4 bar 78. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to try something new today.
You're gonna come up with something lazy again.
Well, you know, you're gonna play Cachotto or something, you're gonna get all the people together, you're gonna have a lot of different...
I knew it.
So what about a piece for only one instrument?
I'm pretty sure we've already got that.
2 instruments.
Yeah, we've got duets.
What about 3 instruments?
What I'm going to say next is going to be so divine and intellectual that your brain will not be able to comprehend the wisdom behind it. It's called a trio.
Well, it has a different form.
Well, what'd you say just now?
Oh, I said it's got a different form. I was gonna call it a sonata, which really just means to make sound, but as usual, I try to find a way to make me sound as intellectual and or fancy as possible while using a minimal amount of effort.
Genius.
That's genius. That's genius.
And now I present to you Sonatas Oversimplified.
A sonata is a piece of music written for one or more instruments. The term comes from the Italian word sonare, which means to sound. A sonata can come in at least 2 movements, but mostly you will find them in 3 to 4 movements. It is said that sonatas first appeared in the 16th century, innovated by Joseph Haydn and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Sonatas have their own form called the sonata form. Oh, but why is it called a sonata form, I hear myself ask? Well, it's because it's a sonata. A sonata form consists of 3 major sections: the exposition, development, and recapitulation. Starting off with the exposition, the main theme is introduced in the tonic key. It will then transition into a secondary theme and finish with the codetta. If the main theme is in a major key, then the secondary theme is likely to transition into the dominant key. If the main theme is in a minor key, then it's likely to modulate to the relative major. The development section is really easy to understand. Its job is to take a bunch of smaller fragments and pieces, gather them up, and modulate them like crazy. Finally, they transition into the recapitulation in the tonic key. The recapitulation is really similar to the exposition. The main theme is restated along with the second theme. The key may modulate, but mostly it stays on the tonic. And finally, it ends with a codetta. Sometimes the piece will have a coda at the end of it. A coda is a short passage that concludes and finishes the piece strongly. And that has been Sonatas Oversimplified. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Happy learning!